It will never not be funny to me that a coin that was worth something, like, you know, threepence or whatever, or a farthing or whatever, that's worth like 25.25 of a penny or whatever, could end up being worth hundreds of thousands of pounds. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, exactly. You got a penny that's worth like 100 quid. Like, it's bonkers. Cool, but bonkers. Worth 1,000. I have nothing of that sort. 1846 King George. Yeah, I've got nothing like that. I have absolutely zero things like that at all. Yes, my love, but unfortunately, selling humans is technically against the law. So even if you were worth millions and millions and millions and millions of pounds, one, I wouldn't sell you because I wouldn't want to get rid of you. Two, I don't really fancy ending up in prison because I'm far too good looking for that. Worth 70. Nice. I've got a few Pokemon cards, but I don't think they're really worth anything. I think I'm going to have to get another binder at some point and then actually start opening packs if I've got the money to. Got a spare tenner every now and again, maybe. Hop in and be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm fairly sure I've still got ones on the Pokemon list on Throne, but if not, I'll have to add some more. They go out of stock and change so fucking frequently. But I think doing pack openings on stream when we start or whatever, or before we end, would be a really cool way of doing things. Never checked. Oh, wow. Toby, what are you looking for? He had his drink, then he kind of turned around and just sat looking into space. Bring life's mysteries. Trying to put some coin pics in Discord, but my phone's being an ass. No worries, dude. Mistakenly minted on our 20-cent press, so it's round instead of deca. Those are worth a lot. I mean, that's cool, but I think the chances of you randomly finding one day are quite minuscule, Gage. As cool as that would be. I got duped. I got fucking duped the other day. When I was so, you know the bookstore thing that I was on about a while ago when we were moving, and I got rid of a load of books and just gave them to that as like a charity thing. The idea is that people go, they take books, they give them back, blah, blah, blah. Well, when I was putting books back, I saw a £20 note on the shelf. Like, you know what, fuck it. It's there when I get back with the second load, I'll take it. Because if somebody's going to leave a £20 note there, finders keepers, losers weepers, don't really give a shit. Anyway. Picks it up, puts it in my pocket. Think no more of it. On the way back to my house, the old house, pulls it out of my pocket. I'm like, that doesn't feel right. And it was an advertisement. It was half of a £20 note on cardboard or paper or whatever. And the other half was save the British pound. Keep real cash alive. I'm like, for fuck's sake. Cockens. That's what you get. Wait, are you saying you wouldn't have picked it up then? Yeah, well, we're very different people. Somebody's... I mean, they have done. I have picked up £20 notes off the ground before, and 5. Oh well, 20 quid richer. Yep, worth it. I wasn't wrong. We are now doing another hoeing contract and another weeding one. We've got field 8 and field 37. So, field 37 is all the way down there. Field 8 is all the way up there. So if we go down, do field 37, then drive all the way around up to field 8 and then head back in a circle, that should be good. Was your bonus for that week. Yeah, but the difference is, right, $100 Aussie is worth about 10p. So, I'm not surprised they didn't claim it. And it's Monopoly money. So speaking of Monopoly money, some fucker paid me with a Scottish £10 note for one of the things they bought the other day. I'd have just put it in the fucking bank because I can't be arsed to try and argue with somebody fucking tween working at a Clark on a Saturday saying it's not a real note or whatever. I ain't got the time for that. It's not legal tender. Yes, it is. No, it's not. It's weird. No, it's not. It's a Scottish note, right? We're not in Scotland, okay? It's still fucking sterling. No, I can't be asked for that. So I just put it straight in the bank. Much easier. The problem is, it's not the coins, it's the notes. Because the notes are so different. They are so... and always have been such a stark contrast to the British note that people just don't realise and they just think it's Monopoly money. They just think it's fake. Even though it's not, it is 1000% legal tender. They just, because it looks so different to our money, they're like, well, it can't be real. Stupid. And a lot of it is down to lack of training because managers, people that have been there a long time, they know it's legal tender, but somebody fresh out of fucking wet wipes who's probably never worked a job before and it'll be their first job ain't going to know, are they? They're going to look at it and go, what the fuck's this? So it is purely down to a lack of training. It's not teller's fault. It's the manager's fault for not teaching them when they start work. Doesn't make it any less frustrating when you're trying to fucking spend the fucking stuff, but still. I'm going the wrong way, yeah. Wait, there is, or should be, a turning at the end of this road somewhere. Head to field 37. 600 hobbies. Awesome. I look forward to looking at those, dude. For sure. I love the idea of collecting anything. Like, collecting something and, you know, creating memories from that, going to conventions for it and stuff, nerding out, geeking out, learning the history of the things that you're collecting. I think it's cool as fuck. Oh, nice. Nice, Cage, yeah. Seeing Bram's little robo vacuum that he got with him is pretty cool. Oh, I don't doubt it at all, Redcaster. I do not doubt it at all. Tell you what I do have to do. I have to see if I can delete the data whose phone and get Matchmasters to work, because she's got that up on GrabTab and I know that she likes that game. So if we can get it to work and track, that would be huge. Buys the original packaging. I remember back in the day, right? I don't know how fucking legit he was or how dodgy, but on a Saturday morning when we used to go down to the market, there was a games guy there. And he used to do all sorts of second-hand games. It was basically an unofficial game, right? It was game before game was a thing. Obviously, I had a Sega, so I used to do a lot of Sega games, a lot of PS1 games or whatever. And we'd go down there, we'd have a look through, and it'd be £2 or £3 for a fucking game or whatever. I spent hours at that store. Hours. Great. I remember another time as well. I've always had a bit of a gift-giving love language, right? And it started from a very young age, because again, at the market, this was back when the markets were cool and not terrible and shit like they are now. There was a guy that would do almost like auctions, but they weren't auctions. He'd be in a truck, right? And he'd have all this pot stuff. All this really cool fucking pot, clay, vases, fucking random shit. You name it, he'd have it, right? And what you'd do is he'd talk about it, he'd say what it was, and then he'd give a price, and it'd be a low price, and it'd be the first 5 that got it or put their hand up would get it at that price, and then he'd move on to the next item, so on and so forth. And I remember one day I had some extra cash, and I must have bought 6 things from him. I took them all home, and I went, there you go, Mum, I bought you some things. And she was like, that's really kind of you. Thank you. And it was all fucking tap. But my mum didn't have the heart to turn around and go, what the fuck are you doing? I've got nowhere to put it. She was like, nah, it's really kind of you. Thank you so much. I love it. Hey, Winova, welcome in on the YouTube side of things, dude. How you doing? But yeah, a lot of it is gone now, obviously. But I bought, it was like a Torval and Dean, Laurel and Hardy type thing. And they were next to a post box. It was just a little ornament thing. Yeah, I bought loads of tap and crap. Bought a little flower vase thing that was weird. It was really cool. Like, you could go down, a couple of quid, buy whatever you wanted. It was fantastic. I'm very good, thank you, Winova. Loved it. Absolutely loved it down there. And like, the thing is, we've gone down the market of where I used to live a couple of times now, and it's just a husk. Like, it's weird because the council have spent all this money, right? Spent all this money to do up the market street down where the market was held. And I don't know if I started dating you as they were finishing it or just after they'd finished it, but it never used to be pedestrianised. You'd be able to drive down, which is why the taxi rank was there, because the cars, like the taxis, would park outside of it. Now they can't. So they've pedestrianised it all and made it so if they run events, whatever, that you can get to the events easier. And then I don't know whether they're charging an obscene amount for the rent or the ability to have stores there on a weekend. But they spent all this money getting this fucking pedestrian area done. And now there's like 6 or 7 stalls all the way through. And you're like, what the fuck was the point? So silly. Such a shame. Because the town where I was from was a market town. Like, it became as big as it did because of the market in the centre of the town every week. It was always known as a market town. It had some of the best local produce you could buy in all of the county that I was from. And then the council have systematically ruined it. And a lot of shops in the town are closing or have closed. Like, we've lost, in the last 6 months, we've lost a Superdrug and a Select. Every time you walk down the high street, another shop has disappeared. We've got more barbers and charity shops than you know what to do with. And it's like, where I am now is smaller, but the market is already 10 times better with what they've got. Because it's smaller and because they've filled it with people because it's there, it's just better. Markets in town I'm from. I might con my dad into going one weekend. Do it. I love going to a market. We've already said that one thing we want to do on a weekend when Stu's not working is go to a different town or village or whatever and see and go and have a look around the market. I also want to do some more car boots, but I think that we're ending car boot season, so I don't think they're going to be on for much longer. I love a good car boot. But definitely something for next year. Weeding. Hobart, Tasmania in the city. It's big business. It used to be great when we were kids and we visited. Yeah, like there's stuff like that. It's great. It just builds community as well. Like, it builds a good local feel. But if it costs them too much to put the stores down, then they're not going to go. And that's what's happening in the town where I'm from. Like, the council have made the rent so high that if a business as big as Superdrug cannot afford the rent to keep the shop open in the town, your rent is too high. Oh, it's a bit chiptune. Wonder if we're going to get more weeding contracts. Go off to Port Harford though. Well, no, I don't imagine they would be, Cage. For a bachelor, but I'm like 5 blocks from CN Tower. Yeah, we're not talking about like residential rents though, although they are taking the piss as well, to be honest. We're talking about commercial rent specifically. Because the council are upping and upping and upping the rent, trying to get as much money as they can. They're killing the town off as a result. The housing market's fucked wherever you go. That is mad. That is a mad amount. See, it's not that I agree with that, Cage, right? Because I don't. Like, should be able to have as many animals as you want. But at the same time, the problem is a lot of people buy pets that they can't look after and then just keep buying more anyway. 1.75 million for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Fuck that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think limiting it to one dog or whatever is too much because dogs are pack animals. But I believe that there should be limits on place, or at least not limits, but better screening for people buying pets. And much better regulation for breeders, because some of the shit I've seen from breeders is awful. And this is the problem. They don't want to solve the issue. They don't want to do what needs to be done. So they're looking for band-aids and then wonder why the band-aids don't fucking work. Like, if you're having an issue where houses are getting destroyed because people are buying pets, don't limit the amount of pets they can buy. Stop that person or that tenant or that individual from buying a pet in the first place because they clearly can't look after it. Honestly, the things I've seen in rescue centres and that Redcaster break my fucking heart. They really do. That was a fat bastard. Fibre was lean but heavy. You were a big doggo. Huskies are great dogs. I wouldn't own one. I love them to pieces, but I wouldn't own one. I ain't got the mental capacity to deal with that. Nope. I can barely deal with Chew shouting at me all the time. I can't add a husky to that as well. Hmm? You do. you have 100% shouted at. When you get really overwhelmed. Doesn't count. What kind of girl math is that shit? He doesn't howl. That's... I don't know if that's impressive or not, Redcaster. Full of fleas and had iron teeth infections. The cat was from a breeder as well. Needless to say, the breeder isn't in business anymore. Good. Full on hot country. Yeah, the ones that make me laugh are when you get the TikToks where people have reported husky owners for animal cruelty when the husky's out in the snow, and it's like, bruh, that's what they like. Like, what are you doing? Why are you reporting this man or this woman for cruelty when, like, you clearly don't understand the breed? Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking silly. I know which way I'm going. I don't know how far through this field I am or not.
I'll show you.
All right, Joker. Oh, you put a picture. Awesome, Red. I did wonder what you meant by underpets, but yeah. I will definitely check out all these pictures later off stream. We love a cuddly puppy. Oh, we have got a lot to get done. I think this one pays us like 70 odd grand though, I think. Yeah, this is paying us 67 grand. A good amount of dosh. Because it's so rare. Unlike with the two sausages, the second you sit down, they want to be your breath. Although Herbie will forever make me laugh because he wants the fusses, but he doesn't want to come near you. He'll sit there and he'll whine, so you tell him to come up, and he'll get up on the sofa and then sit as far away from you as possible, look back at you, and then start whining because you're not fussing him. You're like, bruh. so funny. The amount of times that I've looked over and one of them sat on the other one or laying on the other one. Like, bro. Personal space. Can I have it, please? Sorry for yawning again, guys. It was a long night last night. No, if you want to know what can't be comfortable, it's watching Henry sleep with his head hanging off literally anything. And then, you know, when he does that, as you saw yesterday, sort of decides to roll off the fucking side of the sofa and fall on his... Oh, it's stupid. Pizza pocket for breakfast. Love that. Looking forward to me pizza and chippies tonight, though. That's going to be good. We've got beer left as well. I think I've got 2. I had 2 when I bought them, and then I haven't touched them since. I'll have a beer tonight with my pizza, I think. Well, at least we got halfway. That's a plus. Now it's just the really long up and downs that we got to deal with. So mad because, like, I can't see the weeds. I trust the GPS, and we're getting percentage points, so must be working somewhere. All the fields would take forever. Like, fast farming is made for these sorts of maps. I don't care what anybody says. Like, you can get away with it if you get like 2 or 3 people doing the same field at each time, right? But fast farming in these maps is where it's at. Oh, did I tell you what somebody commented on my Taxi Life video the other day? That made me giggle. Because they completely missed the point of why I was annoyed. Yeah, especially if you're on single player. Which, I mean, I basically am at this point during the day, but then Nate will come on and do some tonight or whatever. What did they put? Because they completely missed the point of what the video was. Find her. Let me find her. Right, what he put. This is a prime example of how people are so less content today. If 200 hours doesn't satisfy you, that's a problem. Especially for a game that doesn't cost all that much. Right? Number of things wrong with that. Firstly, a game like Taxi Life that is marketed as a never-ending loop, right? It's marketed as one that you can play and play and play and play and play. Even though you can't play and play and play and play and play because after less than 200 hours, you've done everything. It only took me 100 hours to get it done, right? The second issue that I take with what they put is the price point. Because it is not a cheap game. I'm fairly sure it was like 40 quid. I could be wrong. Somebody can go and double check how much it was. But I'm fairly sure it was like 30 or 40 quid. Which isn't a cheap game at all. And when you compare that to a game like ETS and ATS, which has got more content on the base game than that has with all the DLCs and stuff included. That's a problem. Because their main competitor, even though it's a car driving simulator... The idea is you go pick up and drop off like loads, right? So their main competitor is ETS and ATS. And if ATS and ETS are cheaper and do a better job before DLCs, they've already lost the battle. The other thing is, comparing 40 hours of a single player RPG like The Witcher to a single player never ending game loop like Taxi Life, not the same thing. So they were like, oh yeah, well, 200 hours is, well, no, it's not with the type of game it is. And especially at the price point it's at. Which is why I'm hoping 43 Aussie dollars, so yeah, about 25, 30 quid then. Which is still double what ATS and ETS is. It's why I'm hoping that Sabre, with their bus driving sim, their competitor to that, and Road Kings, are good, because competition in the space is what we want. The reason why I'm so harsh and so critical is because the competition needs to be damn near perfect for it to stand a chance against SCS, who are, you know, they're an indie company, but they are top of their game in the indie company sort of segment. I should really replay through the Mafia games. Says like he actually has some free time to sit and play a game that's an RPG like. I've still got to try booting up Cyberpunk again, but I kind of uninstalled it because I needed the space for firefighting sim. Which just tells me I need a bigger drive. I need a nice big SSD that I can stick in it. I think I've got room. I think I've got room in the port for it. I'll have to have a look. I think I've got room for like 1 or 2 more. Yeah, like I think I've got a terabyte one on there already. You'll have to check my wishlist, Cage. I can't remember if I put one on there. I put like a Samsung internal SSD on there or something. But if I don't have the room, then I can just delete everything off of one hard drive, unplug it, sell it, and put a bigger one in there instead. Because my 2 SSDs only amount to like 500 gig, so I need a good couple of terabytes. Since I managed to get the C drive, you know, free of a fair amount of space, so I'm not too worried about that at the minute. Thanks to that weird ghost drive issue where it had like another 20 gig just kind of chilling. Maybe. $990 Pro, 1 terabyte NVMe, and an expansion card to support more NVMe drives. Right. Yeah, because I think I've got room on my PCIe spot for that, which should be cool. I'll probably add a couple of normal SSDs on there because it'll be cheaper. Pretty sure 1 terabyte. Yeah, they're all NVMe's. I want just a normal SSD, to be honest. Because the idea of putting in another expansion slot in the PCIe is just, it's a lot. I'm sorry, I'm like, that is a lot of effort. And it's a lot of cost to you guys as well. Last one's unavailable. So, we're almost at the end of this field. Another 60 grand on top. That'll take us to 350-ish. That's not too bad. We're not done too bad today at all. Just games. Like, games tend to run really well on SSDs. Like I say, because I've only got about 500 gig on both of them. As well as a few like programs and stuff that I've got installed. If I could just have another large SSD, then I could move all the games over to that and leave the other 2 drives for more important things like OBS and stuff, because it'll reduce the load on them. So I realistically could do with loading up and like opening the back up and seeing what space, if any, I've got behind there, if I've got room for another one to go. I think I have. I think I've got a tray on there that I can put it on. Your comp came with 10 terabyte. I do not have 10 terabytes of space. I think I'd probably go for around the 5 terabyte mark on a new one. Generally, I'd go for like a much larger NVMe drive. Maybe put a second NVMe drive in there as well, and then a couple of SSDs, and then a hard drive, like a big hard drive. like mechanical for pictures and shit. I don't like externals. I've got an external drive, or I had an external drive somewhere. Not a fan of externals. Right, now we've got to go all the way around for field. Pretty good for storage. Externals usually are. Doesn't matter if it's an SSD or not. Right, so we're going to cut through here, nice and quick, and then head up halfway there. Okay, just do me a favour, just as a thank you to everybody that's hung out today. Can you give everybody in channel 1,000 souls, please? I'm feeling generous for everybody that's hung out today and chilled out. In a good stream. Go right up here, then a left. Gravity take tablets. Yes, med check for everyone, guys. Very important. Pathway. I love watching these things unfold. Beautiful. So it's about hiring contractors. You can often, when it's at like stage 2 or whatever, see where you've been. You get to see the weeds get taken out. So, Paige, I did say 1,000, not 10,000, but you know what? I'll let it slide. I just looked, I'm like, there's one too many zeros there. Big bonus if you're still here, friends. Nah, you're all good. You're all good. Like I say, if I'm giggling about it, it's fine. Skirt, skirt. What do you think, chat? Do you think we'll have another hoeing contract up after this? Oh, what, where? Tends to be the way, Cage. I have to sort of agree. I think it will. You know what I said about the weather constantly changing? I think it's about to start pissing it down. Big scary clouds go raw. Yeah, I've just looked and felt a breeze. I'm gonna shut the door real quick. Smells very moist out there. Yeah, it's definitely a once you do one, they just all start popping up. Right, so the easiest way of doing it is to... Have you got the Google Play Games app? You got Google Play and then you got Play Games. You need to play games first. Okay, well if you search that up in your app store, just search for Play Games and it should come up with Google Play Games. It's important to note that it didn't work for me, so you'll have to clear your cache of it as well. Got it? Cool. Right. Re-download Match Masters. Because you'll need the app on your phone to clear the cache. I think is where we went wrong, Cage. We deleted our play data, but we didn't delete the cache. I think you need the app on your phone first in order to clear your cache, so that you can then... Through Play Store. Yeah, download. So you need Play Games so that you can delete your game data, but you need the app on your phone in order to delete your cache, I believe. Already confused. This is why I want to get a tablet. Yeah, very much so, Cage. Because Play Games will delete your play data, which is the only way you can delete your play data. What you're doing is you're downloading the game normally, deleting your cache, then uninstalling the game, then going on to Play Games and deleting your play data for that. What that will do is it means that it will log you out, and it will also mean that you don't have any cache or play data on there at all. It's a two-step deletion process, basically. Or like I say, just get a third phone or a tablet and do it on that. Not getting a burner phone for games. Okay. Yeah, but they don't want it to be easy. Download the game the normal way, yes. Not through my link yet, just download the game normal. Because clearing your cache is only half of it. Because when you log into the game, it will still track that you've had the game before. So it will still ask you if you want to play as a guest or if you want to play as you. And what we want to do is get rid of it ever experiencing that you had that on your account at all. So you delete your cache, which gets rid of the player data, like your save. And then you delete your player data from play games to get rid of the fact that you were ever on it. And then it will be a completely fresh install when you install it again. Right. Then you go into your apps. And then you find the app. And there should be a button somewhere on that that says clear cache. On your settings, yeah. Go into your apps and app data on your settings. Rain go raw. You're not a pain at all. The only pain is this being a thing. Right, so the easiest way to find it is if you find the game on wherever it's downloaded to, so on your main screen. If you press and hold that and then go to, I think it's app info it calls it, that will take you to the page that you need. And then there should be a clear cache button there, delete cache data something. Well, there isn't. Then I don't know, because it's been a while since I've used a Samsung. Have you tried Google and seen if that comes up with instructions on how to clear the cache from the game from your phone? Okay, that's fine. If it's still got the option to delete, hit it anyway, even if it says 0 megabytes. The amount of times I've emptied recycle bin even when it said it's empty, just to make sure. Right, okay. Then in that case, go to your Google Play Games app. Then there'll either be an options or the 3 dots at the top. I've got to remember where you go from there. Go to settings. And then go down to your data. Then hit delete play games and account data. Then you should be able to go down, permanently delete the data from there. Find the game you want and then hit delete. If not, permanently delete play games account. That would be bad. Interestingly enough, Paige, there might be a way that we can do this. Because you can't hear me, I can't hear you at all. There might be a way that I can get Matchmasters to work if that doesn't. Right. So then, your other option, once you've gone through that, is you've got an option called Change Account for Games. It is doing a big rain, I can smell it. And I might do that, I might change account for games. One's on my phone, and then I might be able to do some more. Ooh, sign out of all games. From the play now, what? Right, so then what you do is you come out of that, back to your settings, and then go change account for game. Then hit change, and then sign out of all games. Or if you want, you can change the default account for new games. Either of those options should work. Right, okay. Oh. Okay, I'll do it. Are we on app info? Play games out. Sorry guys, tech support. Go on tap, re-download Matchmaster. in there. Already on it. If that works, then I can do that on mine, and Paige can do it on hers. Go on, Red. Get in. Yeah. Red landing for 91. Let's go. Oh, how? Ow. Fine as a guess. Right, okay, well, if you're on guest, play through tutorial and I'll see if it tracks. If not, uninstall it again. And I can... Right, so signing out of all games, Cage, I don't think's worked. But there is a thing where you can change your account. You can sign in with a different email or whatever and do it that way. Like, the change account there is really useful. So even if you sign out of all games, some of them, like Matchmasters, still track it the second you log in. That was really dumb of you, Red. Well done. So... Fine. Figure it. I'll figure it out myself. My phone. So play it now. Play through tutorial. You'll know, because once it's done the tutorial, that's generally when it's tracked. I'll get a notification to roll me out. Never claimed to be a smart man. It's a good job. Very good job. %, through this field, friends. There's another 30 grand, which will take us to 380. We're most way to what we need. 1.2 million. Betting in PCPs was very small soldering. Yeah, I don't like solder. I hurt myself on solder before. Before you go around the corners. You're hired to hold the piece, third hand, called. Yeah, no, this was in school. This wasn't in any professional capacity. Done a little bit of soldering in professional capacity because bowling machines central processing unit is a mess, is what it is. And when they go and you have to repair the fucking board on them, arse. Good old AMF. Cracking tune, this. That might be. Over if you do say something. Silver solder on that kind of stuff. I just use whatever solder was there, dude. Right. Whatever solder they kept on hand was the solder for it, so I just used that. I got it working, that's all that matters. Bigger issue of bowling machines was the fucking clutches. They were a pain in the ass. I don't know if you've ever seen a bowling machine, but the clutch, there are 3 different types. All at different ages. Some that are meant to be amazing, some that are shit, right? So you've got your... They're a spring-based clutch, so you've got your distributor, which sends the pins around the machine. And it's got a belt with gears, and the gear is what lines the position that it's going to be at, right? So you've got a big fuck-off plastic gear with a groove on it that's different places, and where that is where it lines up on the pin, so it shoots it in a specific order each time. The 9-pin being the last one that goes in, right? And the distributor is just literally an arm with 2 fingers, spring, so when the arm goes down, the clutch goes down, and then it allows the gear to move around. Clutch is simple. Kinda, yeah. And the clutch was very, very simple. Spring-loaded clutch, just like it's a spring-loaded trigger. And basically what happens is when the distributor arm goes down, it pulls a lever which allows the thing to go around. The clutch has got like a stop on it here and a stop on it there, right? So when the lever's down, it can't go forward until the pin's gone up. Very clever, very simple. But if the clutch is too tight, then it won't move around because it'll get stuck. And if it's too loose, it equally won't go around for a different reason, right? There's not enough pressure or there's too much pressure. You've got to get it just right, right? And yeah, exactly that, right? It's very simple, and you've got to basically what it is you've got a bit of a metal with the gear that goes in, so it's got a bit with teeth, and then you've got a notch on one of the teeth, which is the center point, right? Got 2 little noggins, and then you've got the clutch plate that slots into it. Now there's 3 different types. Depending on which type you've got, the clutch plate is different. So you've got the old school clutch plate, which has a spring attached to it, and you twist it in, and then you tighten the bolt around the spring. You've got the more common ones which are used now, which the clutch plate with the spring attached, and then you tighten it up, and then you've got another one which is another twist one, which doesn't really require a bolt, it just requires a pin, but they're shit because they're never set right. And with the ones that were most common, you had to literally tighten it up, and if you tightened it up too much, then it would be fucked. It was an absolute front face. And you could be there for an entire fucking day trying to set a clutch up because it just wouldn't set right no matter what you did. Absolute ball ache. It's one of them that's an easy job to do, but you get it wrong, just being for a world of hurt. Being for a world of a nightmare. Wait. In the tutorial, my love. Welcome through, sis. Fine, we have some. It's telling you to log into your play. Logged out of your. Hello, David. I'm good. Chew is good. She's a little bit frustrated because she can't get a game to work. Good right now. We're good overall. Oh. Funny again. How are you, David? How's your day been? I'm good. Who? Oh, DC. Played that one before. The city builder. It is. It's got. Like it. Got to upgrade. DC's not bad. Not played it before. Try it. By the way. Okay, had a nice chill day today till kids got home. Thank you for reminding me number 1674 reasons of why I don't want kids. I don't want my day to be ruined by them coming home. That doesn't sound like something I want. Right. Yeah, I'm not doing that one today. I'm not doing that one today. We were right, another one's come up and it's 100k, but I'm not doing that one today. I'm here all year. 21 and my son is 17. I'll let Nate fix and fuel that one. Go. Wait like 5 minutes.
You triggered my trap card!
Guns _for hire 981 says you owe £1,000 to the bank.
You know what? Just because we got 388,000, I'll let you off, Guns. How you doing, man? Welcome in. Do, 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 do. Okay. I'm glad you're okay, dude. I'm glad you're okay. Beautiful. Right. I think, guys, that is where we're going to call it, though. Because I've done more weeding than anybody ever needs to do in a single day. There is more weeding, there's more contracts to do. But tomorrow, I think we're going to be doing some more firefighting sim. We'll be back to normal time tomorrow. We'll be back at 9 AM. The internet's worked great today. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, all of the issues are done. We do need to find someone to raid, though. Where are we going to go? Where do we go today? Go see Midia again. Saw her the other day. She was good. Let's go say hi to them. Just want to say a massive thank you for today, guys. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for coming in, even though I started late. I appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully we'll be back to a more normal schedule, more normal stream hype, if you like. And we'll slowly get accustomed to everything and get into a new routine. So, come on the raid with me. Copy and paste that and show where we're going. And I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow. Love you all. Bye.